Thank you very much. Once again, let me welcome you back to this one meritocratic channel of ours. And this is MATRIC+NATED Specialist. Ensure that you are hitting the subscription button and you are sharing to those who are concerned. And then today we are going to take note and to anticipate in Geography Grade 10. This is pertaining Term 4 examination that you are going to write. This is pertaining page 1. Ensure that you are tuning on up until to the end of the module. And then today, if ever we are moving on, we must understand the key the atmosphere and geomorphology. And then provide one term each of the following description. Write only the question number and the term that you are given. So you are writing the question number and the see that in 1.1 we've got what we call a magma on the Earth surface, and then in 1.1.2 we've got the outer layer of surface. So you are getting a mark if ever you are writing a crust. Okay, in 1.1.3 we are saying that the volcano, it is the one that has been collapsed, and then we want to know it often contains a lake. It's the caldera. So 1.1.3 is the caldera. We are moving on again. We can see that that surrounds the earth, whereby the water vapor becomes a liquid due to we've got the atmosphere, which is the layer sphere, and then 1.1.5 you've got the condensation. Okay, we are moving on again. You can see that we are in 1.2 following statement, and this false. This is in section 8, the underlined word to make it true. And only the question number in the correct. The igneous rock, we are saying that an igneous rock, these are raised under the extreme pressure. It is a false. The metaphor peak answer is the metaphor peak rock in 1.2.2, and the largest equal the batholith. Here the statement, if ever we are moving on again, if we are moving on again, we can see that in which the water vapor evaporation, the statement is false. So other, it is called in 1.2.3, you write false, and that is called the sublimation. Again, we can see that we are having the layer is the stratosphere. The statement is false there to the earth, the stratosphere, but rather you write false the troposphere. The troposphere is the correct. And now in this instinct, we can see that old Benga Luela current flows past in KwaZulu-Natal called the warm angulars. Mozambique, right. That we can go to the other question in 1.3. They say there in 1.3, study the figure 1.3 and answer the following question. That is the statement. So we need to go to receive the sunlight through the sun. So you can see that a 50 area, it means now we are on Z, it is outside the reflected back to, so we can see a number state and then number movement there. So we are seeing this is the structure that they are telling us, the structure there. All right. Say what is the correct term for the energy from the sun called 1.3.1? It is called the insolation or the radiation. Then you get your, and then they say in 1.3.2 by the surface earth of B. So we need to touch, and then we can see that by inward air movement. See that basically on our now answer saying that it is called the terrestrial radiation. All right, we've got the other question in 1.3.3. Sun energy is lost before it. 3 ways in which Y and Z on the diagram. So with of the Earth or the other. So we can see that we've got to describe this that at X, this X, it is absorbed. It is not surface. 0.3. All right. And then we can see that at 1.1.3, we said that X, it is a scattering. It occurs when isolation is scattered by the dust particles in the air. Y is reflection, which occurs when the insolation reflects off the cloud, water, and the snow. And then we've got a Z, which is absorption. It occurs when the insolation is absorbed by small particles or water vapor. So a marks there. If we are moving on again and we are having 1.3.4, they say name one gas that retains heat in the atmosphere, and then 1.3 the atmosphere. So we want the ones that retain heat and the one that it is there on the atmosphere. The one that retains heat is the carbon dioxide, the methane, or the ozone. It can be one of it, then you get your roundable. It is the nitrogen. Then you get your 2 marks. Okay. And then if ever we are moving on again, you can see that we are having some other question. There we are referred to a 1.4. They say, look at figure 1.4, which shows a certain type of rainfall and answer the following question. So there is a rainfall that we are going to see where you go and see the picture there or the figure in 1.4 so that we can answer these questions very well. So you can see that in 1.4, what is it that we are having? We've got the form of precipitation, whereby we are saying that there will be a wind that can occur. It will escalate or it will go up the mountain, whereby it will be forming this cloud. And then by means of number 2, which is the wind which cools and blows, and moving to number 4, whereby we are saying the wind, it descends, causing the leanward side at this place. So we are saying at this particular place here, there is a structural adaptation of the agricultural practices which can be managed here effectively because of the fertility of the soil and the capacity of the rain that is taking place. All right. So that is the interpretation behind now this concept. Name the type of rainfall which is dissipated in that particular diagram. And then we want to know what is drawn in the particular diagram. So we can see that it is 1.4.1 orographic or the relief rainfall. And then if ever we are moving on, it says name match the following labels with the slope side marked A and B, the leeward side and the windward side. So let us go on A and B there on this sketch that we are given. So we can see that A and B, what is it? That it is drawn then. So we can see that, see the way it's written, A is windward, and then at B, it is the leeward side. Because of the what? Of the precipitation. We must check the rain first. Okay? And then we are saying that here we can see that the answer that we can write there, it is 1.4.2. We are having the windward side A and B, that is the leeward side. All right. And then the last question here, it says, this type of rain is formed by providing full annotated labels for the steps of the process marked 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the diagram. We need to go to the sketches now, whereby there is this labeling so that we can understand those labelings 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 1, we can see that we've got the warm, moist air ascending the table, the mountain. 2, we've got cool winds, which will force this wind to be form precipitation. 3, we've got one of the largest clouds, whereby precipitation will occur. And 4, we've got the wind that is descending, causing the leeward side on this other side of the mountain. All right, particular concept. So we are saying that in this answers 1.4.1, that is warm, moist air. It blows up the slope, as you can see. 2, the wind, it cools water vapor. It condenses to form the clouds. 3, precipitation, which is the rain. It occurs when the clouds have formed. 4, the wind descends and warm precipitation stops and droplets evaporate again. Then you are getting those good marks there in this instinct. On again, we can see that we are having some other continuations of the question. All right. And then in this instinct, you can go to 1.5. They say refer to figure 1.5, a rainfall map of South Africa, and answer the following question. So we need to go to the map and answer the following question. So let us understand that in 1.5.1, it says there, in rainfall, South Africa is unevenly distributed. So we are saying that the West Coast and the South Coast, they will not receive the same amounts of the country of South Africa. Different provinces, they've got a different capacity of rain, and it is which can lead to that. So we are saying that the question, it says, support this statement by explaining how the rainfall differs along the east and the west coast, west lies of the country. So let us go first to the answer. All right, if ever we are going to 1.5, we can see that this is figure 1.5. So in this figure, we can see that here we are studying the capacity of rainfall. So this is the rainfall in millimeter per season, and it was recorded 12. So we can see that according to this key that we are given, different volumes of different colors, they see as they show us that there's a varieties of rain. But the orange one, you can see at this instant, there's the lowest rain. And then 52, we can see basically the bluish part, it has the high capacity of rain, and it is in the places of the west coast. So why is that the case? The answer there. All right. And then if ever we are moving on again, we can see that in 5.1, we are saying that the east coast, there is a warm current which causes high evaporation and more rainfall. That is why it is a rain. It is because of the warm ocean currents on the east coast, they cause the rain to occur. Okay. And then if ever we are moving on again, we can see that we move to 1 point. Read the case study on the 6 and answer the following question. So we need to understand figure 1.6 so that we can understand the concept of the question. All right, and then if ever we are moving on. Okay, and then we can see that we are here in 1.6 at this figure, and then we are having the Mount Pele erupt. So this it is the eruption that have occurred, and then it has erupted because of the marked by the secondary cone that the lava flew to the main event line, causing the crater to explode and the volcanic bomb to ensure that they happen. There is bomb that is taking place and the people are affected. You can see on top we are having there the ash that is there, the ash cloud. We can read here. So at the foot of the Mount Pele, towered over the town, this was the volcano, a volcanic erupting 50 years, a dead, no longer to be cleaned up. There was a terror called the gigantic hole in mud and close to the town, fire, half buried in ruins. What a sad story. So these things, they exist. Let us the story, even if it's fairy tale. But this one, it has occurred. All right. So if we are moving on, I guess give them a correct biological term for the Pele. All right. And then let us zoom it for sure so that we can see the questions. All right. 1.6.1, it says give the correct term. So what was the correct term that we should use there? It is when it is dead, we are saying there is extinction. So 1.6.1 is extinct. All right. And then we are having 2.6. They say old Pili was not in fact dead because it erupted again, referring to the actual state of the volcano up until it was erupted in 1.6.2. And then they came into the wrong answers now, or the wrong conclusion. So we can find out in 1.6.2, or we are having it there. It was dominant. That is the answer. It had not erupted for many years. That is why they were disturbed. So they thought it was dead, but it was actually dormant and ready to erupt with a build-up of pressure. That is the concept that you must understand. So they thought that it is dead because of it was 50 years it had not erupted. And then in 1.6.3, what is the type of volcano? Answer. And then if ever we are moving on in 1.6.4, activity leads to tragedy. In other cases, volcanoes on people living near them. In a short paragraph of about 6 positively affect the economy and people's lives for 6 marks. So we want to know the effect that it has on people and what type of the volcano is that. Type of the volcano is that. So we are calling it the volcano is a composite. It has alternating layers of ash and lava. So we are saying it affects people based on the tourist attraction. It will be reduced. And then we talk of the sources of the geometrical energy. Volcanic rock can be used as a building layer, creates diamonds. And then we can see that the lava weathers to form the fertile soil. The ash contains nutrients for the soil, that is positive. So there can be agricultural practices that can take place. And then jobs can be created through mining and tourism sectors, that it can be acts. All right. If we are moving on again, we can see that we are having some other question in 1.6.5. And then it says here, when the volcano erupts, people's lives may be in danger. Provide two suggestions. Now, two suggestions for local government. What is the local government? These are the municipality. For why? When a volcano erupts. What is it that the government can do in terms of elected by the volcano? So what the government can do there, it is 1.6.5, ensure that everyone knows of the eruption, raise an alarm, raise public, move people from those places, provide a transport system for them, ask people to leave the area. So any two that is for marks. Okay. And if ever we are moving on again, we can see that we are having some other question, which is the last question now in 1.8. It says now 3 types of the tectonic plate boundaries, and answer the following question. So remember that we had the concept of the tectonic plates. You need to study them. So we are saying that it says in 8.1 the 3 plate boundaries marked A, B, and C. So we can see that this is the tectonic plate, 0.7. So this is the tectonic plate that we can talk about. All right. And then it is written A. So you can see where A is. Then you can see B. So what is happening here? The plates, they are moving at the opposite side, leaving a gap in between, and B angle. And then these ones, number C, it means they are moving in the opposite direction horizontally. So, and then they will move and pass each other. So these are the tectonic plates. So they say we want to know the tectonic plate A, we want to know tectonic plate B, and tectonic plate C. That is what we need to understand in this concept. Okay. And then if ever we are moving on again to it says to us 1.8.1, name these 3 plates A, B, and C. In 1.8.1 we can write. So number A, it is called the divergent. Number B, it is called the convergent. So those are the 3 answers that we are looking for. And if ever we are moving on again to some other question, we can see that if ever we are moving on again here, they say in 1.8.2, briefly explain how the tectonic plates move away a few centimeters each year, and one landform associated with the plate boundary marked A, marked B. How do they move each other, and how do they form a, and then we can see that the answers there, we are saying that these plates are sitting a liquid in the middle of the magma, and the convergent currents on the mantle, they direct the continents into the different action of the, and then if ever we are moving on again to one of our last question, we can see that it says one landform that is associated with A and B, and then we can see the landform is tectonic plates. And then in 1.8.4, name which type of boundary A, B, C resulted in the formation of the Himalayan mountain range. Just write the letter of your choice, and the correct choice there, it is number B. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you are tuning on again for next of our content. Ensure that you are hitting the subscription button. Thank you.